Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. In today's show, Camera Tuesday, we're going to talk about Nikon 70-200 f2.8 Mark II. So let's dive deep into it. Now you have to understand that this is one of the most beloved lens and hated lens. Hated because of the cost, beloved because it's awesome. 70-200 f2.8. It's one of the core of Holy Trinity. The idea is in 70s, prime lens used to exist, zoom lens used to exist, but zoom lens was poo-poo. So the idea was if you actually wanted photo, use prime lenses. But more optical formula, better advancement in glass clarity and all that. So people realized that now you can make quality zoom. 3 zoom lenses were created, 70-200 f2.8, 24-70 f2.8 and 18-24. So the idea was if you had these 3 lenses, only 3 lenses in your camera bag, you should be able to cover almost everything. And this is full frame film era. So that was the birth of Holy Trinity. Now Holy Trinity is because flagship of every camera system, meaning if Panasonic is introducing full frame camera, the first 3 lens they release will be Holy Trinity. Every company takes it very seriously and there's a lot of competition. This also gets refreshment very regularly. For example, every 6 to 8 years, basically under 10 years, all company will refresh their 70 basically Holy Trinity lineup, while some let's say tilt shift lens, once in 15 years they launched it or may not even touch it again. So it is core lens, it is very beloved lens, and it's a very expensive lens. So Nikon Z mount released 70-200 f2.8 with their Z mount camera that was launched in January 2020 for $2,600. So it was not a cheap lens back then, but it was good. Now be mindful, Nikon does have enough experience of, I think this would be the Mark 5th lens where they are making 70-200 again. They had it for DSLR and all that, so they have long history of making this. And Sony pooped it. I have no idea who was the Sony's designer. They had way too much glass in their Mark 1 70-200 f2.8. So this was genuinely good lens. And how do you know between this lens, Mark 1 and Mark 2? Mark 1 has a LCD display. Mark 2, they removed it. So this is the easiest way to figure out. If there is a display, it's Mark 1. And Mark 2 is a refreshment of that. Basically, they released it in February 2026. It's better, it's more expensive. It's now $3,200. So this puppy is expensive, but it is significantly better, so to say. So this is what we are talking about, 70-200 f2.8, one of the core lenses that just got a refresh. And refresh happened kind of soon, because again, people do expect if your Mark 1 was decent enough, the refresh could have taken 8 or 9 years. This time they refreshed it 6 years. That's interesting. So what are the upgrades? First upgrade, remove the useless display from the lens. I do have a Canon 70-300. It has a display. What's the point? They removed it, so that's good. More aperture blade. Be mindful, aperture blade has to be odd number. It cannot be even number. It could be 7, it could be 9, it could be 11, it could be 13. It cannot be like, you know, even numbers. So it cannot be 8 or 10, things of that nature. So diffraction does not like that. You will get a very geometric output. So more aperture blade, they upgraded from 9 to 11. Would that make a big difference? If you are paying attention to it, yes. Is that a night and day difference? No. But again, upgrades. Another aspect is less glass element. This is the biggest thing. This, like, how do you know an optical engineer is good or not? Basically, give them a formula and ask them to remove lenses from that formula. So old formula, new formula. They removed the number of glass. That's the whole point. That's the race right now happening in all lens manufacturer. And if you want to see the biggest difference, look into optical formula of Sony 70-200 f2.8 Mark 1 and Mark 2. It's almost like they removed half of the lens. They just threw away the glass. It's like, who put this glass? Throw it away. So you reduce the number of glass to achieve the same functionality. And it has multiple advantages. First advantage that you and I will notice is it's lighter, 26% lighter. It's like almost a quarter lighter. So that's a big deal. Another is brightness. Glass is not 100% transparent. No glasses. So if you have a 100 watt of light bulb here, 80 watt will go through in the Mark 1 design. If you have a 100 watt light bulb in Mark 2, you will have 90 watts of light going through. Basically, the T-stop of the lens becomes better. Basically, transmissions improves. That's why you want to reduce the glass element. Less glass elements equal lighter and better from point of view of what we call transmission. Again, it does assume you have to make more complex geometry per glass element wise, but and may even require more coatings to suppress some of the consequences. But again, That's the whole point. That's how you know whether you are a good engineer or meh engineer. So faster autofocus. This was a big jump because when they started, they still had like same stepper motor kind of system. Again, not too bad. Like I knew bad. Like I had a DSLR autofocus, so it's like cut, Sigma lens. It used to make sound. Now Nikon was not that bad, but Nikon had a better technology, which they call Silky Swift Voice Coil Motor. Do not ask me who came up with this name, but they came up with this idea, and this allows their lens element to focus. So it's much faster. Now, would that translate to you noticing it? Yes, it will mean in a video and in a burst mode, the camera algorithm can actually flex its wing. This was a big issue with Fujifilm because their old lenses were designed for analog and all that. It was cool, sharp, awesome. Autofocus also. It's just that it took time. They upgraded the camera every year. So the camera is like, I got this, focus here. And now the algorithm is waiting. Can you please move? Lens is like, bro, take your time, chill. I'm moving. And again, that's why you want to have systems like this. So lens can actually keep up with the algorithm. In modern camera, it could be as fast as 120 hertz, 120 motion per second. It could like fine tune it. You will not even notice it, even if you are recording at 120 FPS. Like autofocus nowadays is horrifyingly fast. Like the lenses are moving like it's not a thing. It's like, yo, I got this. It's like lens is auto-correcting its own inertia while it's moving. It's like, I got this. And if you ever wonder why there is so many microchips in a lens, that's the reason. So a much improved autofocus system, improved vibration reduction, but again, every model says like better vibration reduction. It's like same 5x. It's not gonna, autofocus can improve a lot, but vibration reduction, not that much. Internal zoom, which again a desirable thing for gimbal user. So because this is used in a lot in weddings, people will love that. And again, videographers, they will love that. Internal zoom, basically you can put in a gimbal, everything is fine. So that is there. And collar is now Arca Swiss compatible. This was a complaint in their Mark 1 design where it's like, hey, you have a tripod mount, but why the heck it's a tripod mount? Meaning tripod mount as in like the tripod structure. Why do I need to screw it in? Like for fast action, sports or anything like that, or even general use, people use Arca Swiss. It's much faster. Why not have that? They're like, I got you. They have it. And you can remove it if you do not need it. So that is there. And they improved close focusing distance significantly. So the macro performance of this lens will look significantly different. Like that will be the biggest night and day differences. Like if you both are trying to take a photo of a wedding ring, this will look, whoa, it will look better. So that is there. And proprietary meso atmospheric coat and then Arneo coat suppressing ghosting and flare, basically butter sauce. The special sauce. They have too much special sauce. If you reduce the glass element, you increase the risk of internal refraction and noisy things. So you do need a special sauce to suppress it. So that's the upgrade. Now, what about the performance? You have to understand, Mark 1 was not bad. Meaning, if you can buy the Mark 1 right now, you will not be like, oh, this is garbage. It's good. Mark 2 is better. It's basically much better experience of the lens. So the core, the biggest fact is that it is one of the lightest, as in Panasonic, Sony and Canon. None of them have 24 to 70, 70 to 200 f2.8 that is lighter than this. This is lighter than the lightest, which is Sony, which again, they successfully managed to save the weight from like 100 to 50 grams. Like that matters, especially if you're hand holding whole day. So that's the biggest whoa, you will notice it. Meaning if I give you Mark 1 and Mark 2, the first thing you will notice that Mark 2 is lighter. Like this sort of, yo, yeah, you're not doing that with the old one. So that is there. And background blur is far more smooth. Does that matter? Yes, if you're printing it out. So that's the minor improvement. Now, if people know what they're looking for, they will be able to tell the difference. But like, you know, your average customer, they may not notice. But again, wait, you will notice. And autofocus does feel snappier, meaning if you are using it with a modern Nikon Z cameras, you'll be like, because again, be mindful, if you have the older lens with a newer camera is faster than the lens physical ability to move. So you will feel that. It won't be end of the, like, you know, end of a production. It will just like, it could be better. And again, macro, that is definitely better. So performance is better. Now question becomes, for whom? Well, here's the, it's a great lens for this brand if you are the first one. For example, if you are buying, let's say, Nikon ZR, camera body is cheap. invest in a quality lens, this would be a great first lens, like great, flat out, no discussion on it. Now, should you upgrade from Mark 1? Only one reason: if you hate the weight. If you are like, hey, I had a slip disc, now I can't risk carrying heavy weight, or you just like noticing you are fatiguing too much because of the weight, yeah, of course, weight is the only reason why you should jump from basically Mark 1 to Mark 2. Now, video autofocus is much better, which may be a reason, but generally, let that be very clear. Do not express like, whoa. It's like, huh, it's far more confident, as you would say. So it's a good, decent for most work now. And again, that's the benefit of 70-200 f2.8. For video work, great. For portraiture, ultra great. Because portraiture, you do never want to use something like 50mm because your nose will be like, you want to compress it. So for compression, you want to be tight. So tighter the better. Now again, you could go too tight, but then the problem would be, how do you get close to your subject? So like, if you're like, what if I have like 500mm? Great. Now you have to be 3 feet away, like not even 3 feet. I'm like, some of them have like 4 or 5 meters. You have to be far away in order to focus. So 70-200 takes care of that issue. And again, for some amount of people, as in like husband, wife, and those sort of scenario, this is enough wiggle room that you can have 2 heads and both of them would be compressed enough that it's a calendar kind of photo. So portraiture, awesome. Mild sports photography and wildlife, you can do that. Lens have autofocus fast enough and range good enough. But again, if you are doing a cricket, you might as well either invest in a basically optically, invest in a teleconverter, or invest in a high megapixel camera to zoom in and crop. So be mindful. Not useless, but not amazing. It's like, will get the job done. You will have something. If you went into Safari with this lens, you will get something useful out of it. Now, it is expensive puppy. In Indian website, the price is 2,90,000. That's like, yeesh. And I bought G Master 2, 24-70 f2.8. This is like, yeesh, it's expensive. And even in American dollars, it's like $3,200. I'm like, damn. So it is expensive investment. However, it's a long-lasting investment. That's the one good thing about lenses. They last a long time. And if you're buying now, you can be damn sure they're not going to refresh this lens for at least 5 or 6 years from now. So you can have multiple Nikon cameras, which again, Nikon will keep flooding the market because they have only 3 years, not even 3 anymore, where their red patent is active. Patents expire in 20 years. Red has a patent of compressed in-body raw recording, meaning no company can do it otherwise. So Canon, they have to pay Red. Nikon bought Red. Blackmagic tricked it by not giving you true raw. So that's why Sony does not give you in-body raw recording. They have to pay Red, or they can just wait it out. By 2028, the patent will expire and everybody will start flooding the market with in-body compressed raw recording. So I'm pretty sure Nikon will work their ass off to make sure at least 1 or 2 good video camera model starts to hit the market. ZR was good. For price to performance ratio, really good. And again, ironically, it actually makes a perfect sense. This lens is expensive, that body is not that expensive. Mix them together. So it's expensive equipment, let that be very clear, but it's a long lasting. And again, the quality out of this, and if you're happy with Z mount system, I can't tell you any better lens than this. Cheaper, yes. Better, no. And weight wise, again, I have slip disc, so I am very sensitive to weight. So I'm like you, it's 10 grams lighter, shut up, take money. Shut up, take money. The end. So for those sort of people, if you meet those sort of criteria, have fun. And again, let that be very clear. If you are like, hey, I'm tight on money, I want to buy first party lens, Mark 1 is available, have fun with it. It's not bad. It's not like, whoa, it's garbage. It's good. And again, with experience, output would be even better. So you can buy Mark 1 right now without any issue. And again, remember, the easiest way to tell, it has a display. It has a display, it's Mark 1. If it's like sometimes you're like, hey, the lens is too cheap, I'm gonna buy it, and then you're like, hey, why the heck it's Mark 1? Pay attention. The display is always prominently shown in all the photos. So if display is there, it's Mark 1. If there is no display, Mark 2. So this was my presentation on this new workhorse lens. Hopefully you have liked it, about this 70-200 f2.8. If you have liked it, please press the like button, share it amongst your friends. That will help me a lot. If you didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, I urge you to press dislike, press it twice to show me extra disappointment. Please leave a comment because I do try to reply to all of them. Subscribe, press the bell icon if you're free, and as always, thanks for watching.